Hey guys, so I just finished the Mistborn trilogy last night. I just finished the last book, The Hero of Ages, and I really loved it, and I couldn't wait to talk about it and tell you guys about it for those of you who have reached this point in the series. So I said this on my Well of Ascension review. It's very important that people who have not read the book before this, The Well of Ascension, to not watch this review. It's a very bad idea for you to watch this review if you have not read The Well of Ascension yet, because I really don't know how to talk about The Hero of Ages without spoiling Well of Ascension completely. Here's what I suggest you do. You should go watch my Final Empire review. If you haven't read the first book yet, go watch that review, see if it sounds like something you want to get into, and then read the Final Empire. And if you read the Final Empire, watch my Well of Ascension review to see if you kind of want to move on with the series and read the Well of Ascension. And then if you decide to read the Well of Ascension and you like it and you want to finish the series, come and watch this review and then read Hero of Ages. I honestly don't see how someone that reads the Well of Ascension would not want to read the last book to at least see how it ends, even if you weren't that into Well of Ascension for some reason. I really loved Well of Ascension, and I really loved Hero of Ages, so I hope you will be motivated to finish the series. I'm not going to spoil anything about Hero of Ages. I'm just going to give you a bit of an idea of what it's about. Hopefully this review will be a little bit shorter than the other ones so far. If you haven't at least read Well of Ascension, then you need to stop watching the video because you're going to regret it. I know I'm losing most of my audience by saying that, but whatever. I don't want to be responsible for spoiling anything, and I'm hoping you'll come back to this video when you get to this point. Anyway, here's the review. I assume everybody that needs to be gone is gone by now. The siege at Luthadel has ended. The Colossus army that threatened the city has been thwarted for now because Vin found that Allomancers can control the Colossus minds. Vin then finds the Well of Ascension underneath Kredik Shaw, the Lord Ruler's old mansion castle type thing, which has been abandoned since Rashik's death. Vin has been tricked, though, to release the well's power. The words that Sayes, Tyndall, and Vin have been following about the well and about the Hero of Ages have been tampered with, leading Vin to do this to release the well's power, the power of a god named Ruin. Elend is stabbed and almost killed by this mist spirit, a being that they don't even remotely understand at this point, that they figure later was trying to get Vin to take the power of the well to use it to save Elend from dying, but Vin kind of realizes that releasing the power, she believes that releasing the power because she's heard the fake prophecy that's been tampered with by Ruin, that she's supposed to release the power of the well, and she does so believing that it is more important to do that than to save Elend. But Ruin is released. Vin releases that power and leaves the well, and is given a bead of metal by the Mist Spirit to give to Elend, which not only saves his life but also turns him into a Mistborn. Vin then forces the kings and the lords within the Empire to serve under Elend, who is now considered to be Emperor Elend Venture. The Hero of Ages begins with Elend attempting to bring more cities under his reign. He must because he wishes to protect them. The days are getting shorter, sunlight is becoming scarce, the mists are coming out earlier, killing people and making even more people sick, and the ash is falling harder than it ever has before. Soon, no one outside the Central Dominance will be able to grow crops and will not be able to survive. Elend must bring the other dominances under his protection, however unwilling some of them are. But there's something else, something they never realized, something they never expected. They found underneath Kredik Shaw, along with the Well of Ascension, this stockpile of food and supplies and messages left by the Lord Ruler, Rashik. It seems the Lord Ruler has spent his 1,000-year reign preparing for this day, this time when this all would be happening. And he has left instructions on how to find other stockpiles in other cities throughout the Empire. He leaves messages in each of the stockpiles for whoever finds them. So Elend is also out in search for these, hoping to use the stockpiles to help support and feed and protect his people that he is now ruling over. Vin, on the other hand, hopes that they will find some sort of secret to find the answers that she is looking for, the answers on how to save the world from ending. Because the problems of the past, the problems that have been going on in the last 2 books, defeating the Lord Ruler and surviving a siege, seem just absolutely insignificant now. Now they must deal with the end of the world itself. There are 2 gods of this world, which are more like forces, opposites that together created everything and have the power to destroy everything. Ruin and preservation. Ruin is looking to destroy the world, and stopping him is literally impossible, because he can hear everything they say and can change anything that they write down. Only their thoughts are safe, and even then, Ruin can enter the mind of anyone and influence them to do his bidding. The world is doomed. They must figure out how to keep the people of the Empire surviving just a little bit longer, while many rebel against Elend and don't believe him, and they must try to understand Ruin and Ruin's plans for the world. This book is filled with so many great things. We follow Elend and Vin and the siege that they place on Set's home city, Phaedrix. We follow the efforts of Breeze and Sazed and Spook in the northern dominance in a city called Urtio, in which their current leader, who calls himself the Citizen, has taken control and is killing off all of the noblemen and wants absolutely nothing to do with Elend or his empire. We follow Spook a lot. Some of the most intense parts of this book are from Spook's perspective. We learn a lot about how things can work in this world by following Spook and his story in this book. We follow Sazed and his conflicting emotions and feelings towards his faith after Tindwyl has been killed. He is trying to believe in something, trying to find something to believe in. We follow Tensoon the Khandra, who has returned to the Khandra homeland to try and make the Khandra help in a way that only they can, because they know certain things about the Lord Ruler and about Ruin and Preservation that no one else knows. But they're very, very against this and very against Tensoon and his ideas. We just learned a ton about the Khandra in general, about the Steel Inquisitors and Marsh, Kelser's brother specifically. We learn a lot about the Colossus and about Ruin and Preservation. We learn what has happened to this world to make it the way it is. Every character we've come to know and love, along with plenty of new ones once again, are explored at a great depth in this book. And everything is concluded in just an incredibly satisfying way. Everything comes together, every question that has been raised is answered, nothing is left unturned. There are no loose ends. Everything we didn't understand till now is given to us, and I loved it all. The ending is absolutely beautiful. I didn't see so much of what came and what happened coming. I didn't see any of it coming. The mythology of this world is just so well thought out, and when the ending comes, you have to respect the amount of thought Brandon Sanderson put into everything. Every single one of the characters has a depth to them, and every one of their stories is brought to a satisfying conclusion. I'm so happy with how this book ended, with how this series ended. I really wish it wasn't over. I'm really happy with the experience, but I'm really sad that it's over. I'm really sad to leave these characters behind because I fell in love with so many of them. I fell in love with the story, and I just couldn't be happier with how it ended, but I couldn't be sadder that I now have to move on to something else. I really hope, if you haven't yet, that you'll finish the trilogy. I hope I've gotten you excited enough to conclude the story for yourself, to pick up this last book and see how it ends, because the ending to me is exactly what it should be. I'm just so happy with it, and I know that you will be too. And anyway, that's all I want to say about this book. There are plenty of more things I could tell you about, but I really just want you to read it, go into it, not knowing way too much about the things that happen, because there's a lot I could spoil, because literally every single question is answered in this book, and I love that, and I really want you to read it and see how it ends for yourself. So yeah, that's all I have to say, and thank you so much for watching. Definitely looking forward to reading more Brandon Sanderson in the future. I'll see you guys later.